All right, so you know how sometimes we all feel like we're just drowning in information? Like there's just too much to learn and not enough time?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Information overload is a real struggle.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive that might just offer a bit of a shortcut. We're looking at this YouTube video. It's called I Am Jam's 2023 Affirmations Dance Track by Rita Stewart.
Okay, interesting title.
It's basically this catchy song full of affirmations, and it's specifically aimed at students.
Affirmations, huh? So, like positive self talk.
Exactly. But here's the really interesting part. It's designed to be part of this whole system called Student Viz.
Student Viz.
Yeah, and the idea is you listen to it as you're falling asleep.
You're falling asleep. Okay, I'm intrigued.
So the big question is, how can something you hear while you're drifting off actually help you visualize success in school? I mean, does that even make sense?
Well, it might sound a little out there, but there's actually some pretty cool science behind it. Yeah, so as you start to fall asleep, your conscious mind, the part that's always thinking and analyzing, that starts to quiet down.
Okay, I'm with you.
And that makes your subconscious mind, the part that's more receptive to suggestions, more open to influence.
Oh, interesting.
Think of it this way. Your subconscious mind is like fertile ground, and these affirmations are like seeds that you're planting.
Oh, I like that. So like a mental garden where we're planting success seeds before bed.
Precisely. And as you listen to these affirmations repeatedly, especially when your subconscious is most receptive, they start to take root and grow.
So it's not just about hearing the words, it's about them sinking in at a deeper level.
Exactly. And that can have a real impact on your thoughts, beliefs, and ultimately your actions.
I see. So let's talk about some of these affirmations specifically. Some of them are pretty straightforward, like I choose the correct answers quickly.
Right.
But what's the visualization aspect of that? Are students supposed to like literally picture themselves bubbling in a test correctly?
Not necessarily. It's not always about creating a super specific visual image. It's more about the feeling and the belief that the affirmation evokes.
Okay, so more about the overall vibe.
Yeah, so imagine listening to that affirmation every night. I choose the correct answers quickly. You start to associate test taking with confidence and ease instead of stress and doubt.
That makes sense. It's like you're reprogramming your automatic response to tests.
Exactly. And that shift in mindset can actually impact your performance. There was this fascinating study by the University of California.
Oh, tell me more about this.
They found that students who regularly practiced visualization techniques, similar to what we're talking about here, actually performed better on exams. And they reported feeling less anxious too.
Wow, so it's not just wishful thinking, it's like mental rehearsal for success.
Exactly. They were essentially training their minds to succeed.
That's really powerful. Now, there's another affirmation in this song that really jumped out at me and says, it is safe for me to be successful.
Ah, yes, that's an important one.
Why might that be a particularly important message for students, do you think?
Well, it speaks to a very real fear that many people experience, not just students, and that's the fear of success.
Fear of success, that seems kind of counterintuitive.
It does, right? But sometimes we subconsciously hold ourselves back because we're afraid of what success might bring.
Like what?
Well, it could be increased pressure or responsibility, or even the potential for envy or judgment from others.
Ah, I see. Like maybe we're afraid of standing out too much or changing the dynamic of our relationships.
Exactly. So this affirmation, it is safe for me to be successful, helps to reframe success as something positive and safe, something we can embrace fully.
It's like giving yourself permission to shine without fear.
Absolutely.
Now, we mentioned the student viz system earlier. You said it actually incorporates a visualization segment where students picture themselves succeeding.
It does.
How does that tie into the affirmations we've been discussing?
It takes the concept of mental rehearsal to the next level. Instead of just passively listening, you're actively creating a mental movie of yourself achieving your goals.
So like a guided visualization.
Exactly. Let's say you're struggling with procrastination, right? A common problem for students.
Oh, yeah?
In the visualization, you might picture yourself sitting down at your desk feeling focused and motivated and completing your assignments with time to spare.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Right. And by repeatedly visualizing this scenario, you're strengthening those neural pathways in your brain, making it more likely that you'll actually follow through in real life.
It's almost like creating a blueprint for success in your mind. Now, Student Viz also seems to place a lot of emphasis on positive study habits. There's that one affirmation, all my assignments are turned in on time.
Right.
How does that fit into this whole idea of visualizing success.
It's a great example of how visualization can be used to shape not just your mindset, but also your behavior.
Explain that a little more.
So picture this. You're listening to that affirmation as you drift off to sleep. You start to visualize yourself being organized, managing your time effectively, and meeting all your deadlines without stress.
Okay, I can see that.
And over time, this mental image can start to influence your actions. You might find yourself naturally becoming more proactive, planning ahead, and avoiding those last-minute scrambles.
So it's not just about daydreaming about good grades, it's about visualizing the steps and habits that lead to those results.
Exactly. It's about creating a holistic vision of yourself as a successful student, encompassing not just the outcomes, but the process as well.
That's a really powerful idea. So to recap, what we've learned today is that Student Viz uses this really interesting combination of affirmations and visualizations to help students tap into the power of their subconscious mind.
Right.
And it's not just about feeling good. It's about overcoming limiting beliefs and developing those positive study habits that are essential for success. Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive. Now, before we wrap up, I'd love for you to leave our listeners with something to ponder.
Sure. I would say think about one specific area of your studies where you really love to see some improvement.
Okay?
And then ask yourself, what would success look like in that area? Really try to paint a clear picture in your mind.
Okay, I'm visualizing it now.
Good. Now, tonight, as you're falling asleep, try creating your own affirmation that captures that vision of success. And spend a few minutes really visualizing yourself achieving it. You might be amazed at how powerful your own mind can be in shaping your reality.
Great advice. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
My pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, keep learning, keep growing, and keep those success seeds planted firmly in your mind. We'll see you next time.